This week on the programme, we bring you all the action from the final night of the Mike Cronin Ready Mix Juvenile Classic from Tralee, along with the finals of the A-Man at Stud Junior Puppy Cup from Dundalk and the Tote Cup from Shelbourne Park. We headed up to Dundalk last Friday afternoon to take a look at work in progress on the new development, which, when completed, will facilitate both the greyhound and horse racing fraternity.
Well, the last 5 months, builders have been very busy. They've been working away. It was a wet winter, but I mean they've made tremendous progress, and the stable block is now 75% complete. The grandstand, which you can see behind me, is well on its way to being complete by the end of July, and the track itself we're hoping to have complete by the end of June, so that we'll be trialling horses on it in early July for getting ready for our first race meeting in 5 months' time, which is the 26th of August. It's a bit of a building site, and I must say our customers and our patrons have been very tolerant of the conditions. I mean, I think they can see what we're trying to do, and there has been disruptions, but I mean overall the builders have worked with us very closely, and by Thursday evening, Friday evening, Saturday evening, I mean people can enjoy what they always did at Dundalk, albeit with a few restrictions obviously and access to different areas, you know, as the work progresses. In January and February there was about 200 lorries a day coming in with stone, so they've built the whole track up. All that's left now is a drainage layer and a tarmac layer, and then the poly track will be laid throughout the month of May and June, and by the end of June the track itself should be complete and ready for trials, and get the trainers down with the trial horses and make sure everything is operating the way it should be. 26th of August is a Sunday meeting, is our opening meeting, but the first floodlit meeting is at the end of September on a Thursday evening, followed by the following Friday night, 2 nights in a row, Thursday and Friday night. So most of our meetings will be actually Friday nights under lights. First race probably around 6:30, 7:15. Last race probably somewhere between 10:15, 10 o'clock. A 7-race programme. In the greyhound racing, currently we're racing on a Thursday, Friday and Saturday. And when the Friday we are racing at horse racing, we're hoping to run that meeting on the Sunday. We've put in an application to the IGB for a Sunday meeting, and we're awaiting a response, but we're hopeful to run it on the Sunday as opposed to a Monday night, which I think the facility we will have here will really lend to having a family fun day here on a Sunday, you know. The builders say they're on target, and it's exciting, and there's last November or October when you were last here, I mean there was an awful lot to do. There's still an awful lot to do, but there is tremendous progress, and I mean I'm confident that we'll get there. I'm sure the next 4 or 5 months will be a bit hectic, but I'm confident we'll get there for the 26th of August anyway.
And now it's on to the evening's racing, where the feature event was the final of the A-Man at Stud Junior Puppy Cup. Trap 4, Kira's Castle, was the hot favourite to capture the winner's prize of €10,000.
In 1, Chuck Woody. Trap 2 is Cal's Bureaucrat. In 3, the reserve, Sir Anthony. In 4, the red hot favourite, Kira's Castle. 5 is Swithin Joe. And 6, Stephen's Friend. Remember the hot favourite here in 4, Kira's Castle. The hair up behind boxes. And away they go in 4, Kira's Castle, absolutely flash from traps. He leads to the bend. 2, Cal's Bureaucrat showing good early, as is 5, Swithin Joe, but around the bend it's 4. Kira's Castle sets the pace. He has 5 lengths in hand on 5, Swithin Joe. Then comes 6, Stephen's Friend, but around the opening 2 bends, and it's 4, Kira's Castle's going to make this race his own. He's going clear. This is a real greyhound. In second, 5, Swithin Joe, and back in third was 6, Stephen's Friend, and look at the winning time, a sensational 20:96. A truly brilliant display there by 4, Kira's Castle, as he wins the A-Man at Stud Junior Puppy Cup. Second was 5, Swithin Joe, and back in third, 6, Stephen's Friend, and the winning time a new track record, 20:96.
Nuala, that is some dog you got there in your hands.
He's a brilliant dog, brilliant early pace dog, and he'll stay, so hopefully we'll have a good year this year out of him.
And what have you planned for him?
We'll keep him at puppy events if we can, and then eventually he'll try for the Derby. He'll have a go anyway.
Well, Seamus, what do you say about that?
Well, sure, I'm guided by Nuala, and I go by her guidance as to what we run him in, and Mick as well. So we're very pleased with the run tonight, and we're expecting him to do a good run, all right. But that was a bit above the top.
It certainly was. Where did you get a dog like that?
Well, once again, Mick and Nola, we'll leave that to them, that they helped us along. You know?
They bought the dog for you, and you named the dog, I believe, after your daughter Kira.
Yeah, after Kira. She wanted a dog, and we got her an exceptionally good dog, I think. Yeah.
Kira, do you get a share of the prize money now that he holds your name?
I hope so.
She'll be probably looking for it all.
If she's any sense.
Yeah.
So, what's happening here tonight? Are you going out celebrating now?
I think so. I think we've already started. I think so. Yeah.
So you're going to head to Shelbourne Park, try for the derby.
I think yes, I think so. We'll shelter him and mind him up until that. We won't get excited about him, but we'll keep him sheltered. Yeah.
Well, lads, go and have a great night.
Thank you very much.
The final of the Mike Cronin Ready Mix Juvenile Classic took centre stage at the Kingdon Stadium last Friday night. Early on, we had a chance to take a look at the new improvements to the inside of the stadium.
As you can see, we've just refurbished all the restaurant here. We've changed the layout of the restaurant and made it much more customer friendly. We've upgraded the restaurant menus and wine lists, and we've employed a new caterer here, Kudos, who are providing excellent cuisine in Galway and Waterford and Curraheen Park, obviously. And you're getting the very same standard here in Tralee now. And we're in our 4th week here now, and the local people of Tralee have really supported and come out in big numbers for this classic. We've got some great racing here tonight, Mike Cronin Juvenile Classic. And it's been a very exciting project to work on. The team here have been excellent, and we've changed downstairs as well. We've put in this new Punter's Corner, which has been really well received by the Greyhound boys downstairs. They've enjoyed themselves, and people are here having a good time and making plenty of money.
It's now time for the feature race of the night, the final of the Mike Cronin Ready Mix Juvenile Classic. Highbury Lay, running from 3, was the 5-4 favourite to take home the winner's purse of €25,000.
Trap 1 and non-runner. 2 is Droopy's Woos, number 4-1 chance, trained by Pat Buckley for the Dunn Brothers Syndicate, a son of Droopy's Woods and Droopy's Minx. In 3, Highbury Low. Seamus Graham trains this fellow for John J. Whelan, and Michael Kelly in England, a son of Larkhill Joe and Lemon Sugar. He's the 5-4 favourite. In 4, ANYCRACKJACK. This fellow trained by Jim Morrissey for Carmel O'Shea and Rathfarnham, a son of Premier Fantasy and Flores Lisa. 5 is Oscar Joe, Shane Murphy for James Pearson, and W. Brown in Stirling, a son of Larkhill Joe and Swanson Bale, the outsider of the field at 16-1. And finally in 6, we have Droopy's Deco, owned and trained by Michael Dunphy down in Portlaw, County Waterford, a son of Boherduff Light and Lavender Plan. He's won one of his 3 starts, and he's a 4-1 chance. They're here now, well on the way for this final. The dogs all set. And off they go, and 4 ANYCRACKJACK gets away quickest. He leads to the bend from 6 Droopy's Deco. The favourite has work to do in 3rd, Highbury Low, but around the bend, and it's 4 ANYCRACKJACK leads by a couple of lengths to 6 Droopy's Deco. Then comes 2 Droopy's Woosnam, but down the far side, and it's 4 ANYCRACKJACK continues to lead, a couple of lengths in hand on 6 Droopy's Deco. Back in 3rd is 2 Droopy's Woosnam trying to improve, but still it's between the front 2, 4 ANYCRACKJACK and 6 Droopy's Deco turning for home. 4 ANYCRACKJACK steers a middle course. Here comes 6 Droopy's Deco coming to the line. It's going to be close, and 6 Droopy's Deco gets up to score. 2nd was 4 ANYCRACKJACK, and back in 3rd was 2 Droopy's Woosnam. The winning time 28.86. A wonderful performance there by 6 Droopy's Deco as he landed the spoils, winning from trap 4 ANYCRACKJACK. Back in 3rd was 2 Droopy's Woosnam, and the winning time 28.86.
Michael, Droopy's Deco, you must be delighted with that.
Yeah, it was brilliant. It was unexpected, and when you win this is great. Like, you know, he ran brilliant there. Came home very strong. Like, you know, fair play to Nicola there. She did a great job, and myself and Kenny. Like, you know, it was a great thrill. Yeah, we got a good shout out of him there coming up to the line.
He'd won in the first round, but no luck in the quarter-final and semi-final. He really had a tough task on his plate tonight. Yeah, but he was running well. Like, he was coming home every night fairly strong, which, you know, he always had a chance. I thought myself where he was drawn out in 6, he was going to find it hard to get home with the 3 and 4. But luckily he got around the bend and he got his run home up the straight, and he got up. Like, you know, it was a great thrill. And as you said, Nicola beside you did a lot of the hard work. Nicola, to get the outside of 6 wide seats, not ideal for a final, but he managed to overcome it.
He did, but he's had the wide traps all the way through the competition, so he's kind of got used to the outside now, so it was probably to his advantage in the end, you know. So.
And ANYCRACKJACK really gave him a good run for his money. How did you feel halfway down the backstretch?
I wasn't expecting ANYCRACKJACK to be so quick out, so I thought, crikey, we're going to catch him, but I could see coming home, I knew he had the ability, so we just got there anyway, so it's good.
And Michael, you said you didn't breed this lad. Just a little bit of history behind him.
We got him back there for a mating of a Tony Ramo owned the bitch, and he bred the bitch to the dog, and we said we'd take a pup for the mating, and that was the pup we got, like, so we're happy with that, like, you know.
Now Droopy's Deco, he's just turned 2 this month, sure to have an exciting future. Where next?
I don't know, we'll enjoy the night now first, and we'll make up our minds then during the week what we'll do with him.
Mike, a fantastic end to a great competition.
Oh yeah, definitely. Very exciting. It was a great lead up to the whole thing, and I think great excitement in the whole area. So I'm delighted with the way it's all worked out.
And you put plenty of prize money into this competition. Did you have a few bob on the winner?
Unfortunately, no. But having said all that, I suppose I wouldn't be great at knowing the finer details of the dog trade. So I mean, I'm not a big betting man, so I leave that to the fellas that know most about it.
Well, it may be late March, but in terms of the Greyhound season, really is starting to kick into gear. Tonight at Shelbourne Park, we have the final of the Shelbourne Tote Gold Cup. But before then, we're going to look back well at a Greyhound from last year, and certainly it looks like a dog for this year. Razzle Dazzle Billy, the Derby winner, Dolores tonight, trialled in 28:37, a sensational run.
Yes, super. Couldn't be happier with the dog. He's absolutely in great shape, physically and in every other way. He's coming back, I think, a better and stronger dog than he was last year. A little bit immature last year, but this year certainly he seems to be much more mature physically. Like, he's up 2 pounds since he raced last year, and he looks like he nearly carry it. Very strong in himself, and just in great condition, great order. Still loads left with him because it's going to be a long year, and I've just brought him along very gradually, and you know, just placed him, gave him 2 weeks before the 2 trials. So I couldn't be happier about the way he's coming back.
It was great to see tonight when it was made the announcement, first trial this evening, Razzle Dazzle Billy. There was a scatter from inside. They all came out. There was a good crowd in the stands. It was better than the Wednesday night card as such. But the clock watchers tell me, you know, he's running harder from halfway than he was last year.
Yeah, he seems to be going up very hard as well, and then he's just full of running. He seems to be doing it very easily and relentless. He just seems to have very easy action, and he doesn't break his stride at all. He's gone around the bends as fast as anywhere as well, and he just seems to be striding it absolutely brilliantly.
The long-term plan has been the Easter Cup and the Derby. Any change to that plan?
No, none whatsoever. Easter Cup is the target now at the moment, and then you go for the Derby. The only race he might get would be a one-off race that's on the President's Night, but he definitely won't go for the Champion Stakes.
So this time next week, you're getting ready to put him into boxes for the first round heat of the Easter Cup. Will the nerves be back at you?
Oh yeah, definitely. There'd be something wrong if they weren't. No, it'll be a great buzz. Absolutely looking forward to it, no end. And you know, Billy's all set to go, so couldn't be happier.
Well, Dolores, on behalf of everyone that goes dog racing, I can promise you, we're waiting. We can't wait to see Razzle Dazzle Billy running again. And well, touch wood, next week, all will go to plan. Okay.
Thanks, Ian.
Well, that's it about Razzle Dazzle Billy. He'll be in action next week in the Easter Cup, but tonight, of course, we've got some brilliant racing action. Let's join Michael for some of it.
The 7th race, an open 5-2-5 in 1 Droopy's Roger, 2 Rushing Wonder, 3 Captain Rab, 4 Blackstone Billy, 5 Tullymurray Buzz, and 6 is Velvet Eldorado. Here now behind traps. And away they go. One is out well. That's Drooby's Roger. 5 going up strongly. Tullymurray buzzing. 6 on the outside. Velvet Eldorado. But on the corner it's number 1. That's Drooby's Roger leads from 6 Velvet Eldorado. 4 Blackstone Billy now just in behind a strong finisher. Heading down the far side, and it's 1 Drooby's Roger being challenged now by Blackstone Billy, who goes up the inside of the third bend, and Blackstone Billy takes it up. 6 is rallying on the outside. Drooby's Eldorado. 5 Tullymurray in behind him. But off the final bend it's Blackstone Billy. He goes on, and Blackstone Billy wins it. Number 4 Blackstone Billy the winner. It's close for second between 6 Velvet Eldorado and 1 Drooby's Roger. The time 28:81.
Well, there really is some wonderful action here at Shelbourne Park tonight. And of course, next Saturday night we have the start of the Easter Cup. I'm here with Paddy Ryan. Paddy, you know, the Easter Cup over the last few years, sponsored by Donald Riley, it's been a tremendous competition, but this year's really is shaping up wonderfully.
Yeah, it looks going to be a brilliant event this year, and with the introduction of middle seating, it's going to make a huge interest for people probably looking at it, because it's new to Ireland, first event ever with middle seating. I believe Razzle Dazzle Billy, who had a trial here tonight in 28:37, will also be middle seated, so it'll be interesting to see how he goes. And it's great to see him back after winning the Paddy Power Derby last year, and again we were delighted to have Donald Riley sponsoring the event.
Of course, we see the sponsors betting for the Derby later on in the year. Razzle Dazzle Billy is joint favourite with C Senior, and it looks like both of those dogs, as well as many, many top trackers, will be running in the competition.
Yes, C Senior had a trial here tonight as well, 28:74, and it's interesting because there are a lot of good dogs around, and we will get them all before Monday for the draw. It's going to be a hugely interesting event. It also leads for the English Derby. It's a runner for the English Derby as well. People will view it as a stepping stone to going to the English Derby and our own events throughout the year.
Of course, in the past we saw the likes of Drooby Scholes race in the East Cup. He was out of luck in the East Cup. He was actually withdrawn injured from it, but he went on to win the English Derby. Premier Fantasy was unfortunate that English Derby. He won the East Cup, and of course Farlow Melody, going back to 1992, won the East Cup before winning the English Derby.
Yeah. Well, they decide from having run here how they get on. If they do well here, they will go for the English Derby, and if they have any bit of early pace at all, they go to Wimbledon. And we're delighted to have the run to see them here first, you know.
So the message is loud and clear. Be here for the Easter Cup. It promises to be a cracker.
It's going to be a top-class event, and we're looking forward to it. Brilliant prize money. What more could you ask for?
Well, there you have it. The Easter Cup, that's next week. But before then, we've got some more wonderful action. Let's look at the consolation final of the Tote Gold Cup.
Been 1 Rebel Legend, 2 Stake for 2, 3 Jacks are back, 4 Bargain Rail, 5 Unperturbed and 6 Canes Blue. The favourite in 3. The hare now coming up behind Traps. Under away, and it's number 3 out fast. Jacks are back, leads up from 2 Stake for 2, 6 going up 1 on the outside, Canes Blue, but on the corner is 3 Jacks are back, leads by just about a length and a half from 6 Canes Blue. Then comes 1 Rebel Legend moving well in third, ahead of 2 Stake for 2, heading into the third bend, and it's Jacks are back out front by 2 lengths now from 6 Canes Blue. Then comes 1 Rebel Legend, but Jacks are back begins to power clear. Way ahead now, coming off the final bend and stretching up the straight. This is an impressive run. 3 Jacks are back wins in style. Second is 6 Canes Blue, and third number 2. That was Stake for 2. The time 28:52. A fine run. The result of the Consolation Tote Gold Cup. The winner, number 3, Jacks are back, going by Justin and Conor McAleer, trained by Seamus Graham. Second, number 6, Canes Blue, and third, number 2, Stake for 2. The time 28:52.
Well, Justin, Jacks are back. You know, didn't quite get to the final, but tonight a little bit of consolation, a tremendous performance in the consolation final.
Aye, well, all we were just hoping was that he'd come away, and we knew if he got round the bend in front like that, we're home, you know. Thankfully, he done the job, you know.
Now, me being a dub, I've been clinging on to him. Jacks are back. We're hoping that the Jacks are back, but I doubt that's why you named him.
No, I reared the dog myself as a pup. Me and a good friend of mine, Paul Campbell, we bought 2 of them, and I have an uncle that he was called Jack as a pet till he was 12 months, and I have an uncle, Brenton Doogie, better known as, and he lives in London, and he gets a drop of drink in him with the Dublin boys, and they start singing the Jacks are back, the Jacks are back, the railway end goes Barmy. So being a blue dog and being Jack, I thought I'd nothing better to do than call him Jacks are back. The brother of mine that actually owns the dog with me, Connor, me and him's joint ownership of the dog was Connor put the name on him, and the rest history, as the man says, you know.
And now you can dream of further glories. I'm sure Easter Cup is next in the agenda.
Well, I haven't talked much about it now. It's just take one race as it comes, and at the end of the day, see what Seamus decides he wants to do, and let Seamus work away. It's a long time at it, and no man knows better than Seamus, you know.
Well, it's like this, Justin. You have a hell of a dog. Enjoy him.
Thank you, Ian.
With 30,000 on offer to the winner, all 6 greyhounds went on parade for the main final of the evening, the €60,000 Shelbourne Tote Gold Cup.
In 1, Skywalker Duke, owned by Ray Patterson, trained by Francis O'Donnell. This one is son of Brett Lee and Lid Pala Louise. Number 2, Large Mac, the Champion Stakes winner, owned by the I'm a Dog Syndicate, trained by Liam Butler, the son of Jamela Prince and Roisin's Becky. In 3, the favourite, Ballyho Marble, owned by John McCarthy and Brian Maher, trained by Francie Murray, son of Mustang Yank and Ballyho Pivotal, a flying 28-42 winner of the semi. Number 4, Groovy Stan, owned by Ian O'Rourke and trained by Paul Hennessy, son of Top Honcho and Garbally Star, one of the outsiders. Then in 5 is Ballydaniel Brett, owned by Brian Mullen, a son of Brett Lee and Lady Dan, the fastest in the second round. And on the outside in 6 is Wincy Spider, owned by Adrian Kelly, trained by Michael Gleeson, a son of Droopies Vieri and Previous. The final of the Shelbourne Tote Gold Cup: in 1, Skywalker Duke, 2, Large Mac, 3, Ballyho Marble, 4, Groovy Stan, in 5, Ballydaniel Brett, and 6 is Wincy Spider, the favourite in 3. Here now behind Traps, on a way to go, and he's out like a flash. Ballyho Marble storms out of Traps, leads up from 4, Groovy Stan, and 1, Skywalker Duke. But on the corner, it's number 3, Ballyho Marble, out clear. This fella's going to win in a canter. Second is 1, Skywalker Duke. Then comes 4, Groovy Stan, with 2, Large Mac in behind. But it's 3, Ballyho Marble, way out front on his own. Trouble in behind as Groovy Stan takes second. He's beginning to make some ground, but this Ballyho Marble is a strong stayer. He gallops on to win this one. This is hugely impressive. 28-32, a marvellous time. Ballyho Marble the winner. Second is 4, Groovy Stan, and back in third is number 1, Skywalker Duke. As I say, 28-32. That was a really special run. The result of the Tote Gold Cup: the winner, number 3, Ballyho Marble, owned by John McCarthy and Brian Maher, trained by Francie Murray. Second was number 4, Groovy Stan, and third, number 1, Skywalker Duke. The time is sensational, 28-32.
Well, Francie, that was amazing performance tonight.
Brilliant run. Banged out and got in front. That was it, all over. Once he was in front, nothing to catch him.
I mean, he's an older dog now, but he just seems to be like a good wine. He's getting better with age.
All the time, yes. He ran in Lifford, now ran a big race, and on the night a better dog beat him. And we're on him in the Easter Cup. It was a last minute decision. And we kept getting through, and here we are, we won it.
And of course the Tote is very good too. You had the Tote Gold collar in Harold's Cross with him.
Yes, in Harold's Cross with him, yes. And I won the Tote here with Jet Spray as well. Same one.
So what's going to happen to this guy now? Is he going to go on for the Easter Cup?
Possible. It's possible. It's possible.
John here beside me is nodding the head. You're eager for the Easter Cup?
We're easy where we go. I've always been that way about the dog, and we'll have a chat with Francie afterwards, and we'll certainly going to campaign him on anyway. We're certainly going to campaign him on.
Well, he's a fantastic dog. You've had great fun out of him.
Oh, the last years has been something special with us with Greyhound Racing anyway. It's a new era for us at home anyway. So.
Well, when you got this dog, did you think you're going to have so much fun?
Well, when he showed some trials in Kilkenny early on in the year when we recovered him from an injury, I knew he was special. So a friend of mine says you better put him into the man in Mullingar. So we done that, and we done the right thing by doing that.
And Brian, of course, we talked to you in Harold's Cross. You were tongue-tied. You didn't know what to say. How are you tonight?
Delighted, sir. Great performance from a great dog, sir.
So, Francie, we've got a serious talk about the Easter Cup. See how he gets on.
Yes. Oh, well, talk to the boys and we'll sort it out then.
Well, if he keeps breaking the way he's broken in this competition, you have no worries, I think.
Oh, no, we're razzle-dazzle Billy to take on. He's a good one. But there'll be more good ones in it too.
Yet again, Shelbourne Park has delivered a night of top-class racing action. We've seen Ballyho Marble winning the Tote Gold Cup in the style of a real champion. It's not yet known whether he'll take his place in the Easter Cup, but we will be showing the highlights of that competition next week on Greyhound View. We'll also have the second round of the Red Mill Cesarewitch at Mullingar, plus much more.
For a complete fixtures list and more information, log on to the Irish Greyhound website at www.igb.ie.